So today I'm going to be interviewing a beautiful lady from. Her name is Maria. She's from Santa Cruz Community Ventures, and we're going to be talking about financial aid, financial help. Me either. How's life from Muriel? It's been good actually. Um, Ups and downs, of course. Quarantine, but trying to stay as positive as I can. So,
Hi,
hi.
Abby. Hey.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing good, yeah. Um, Ready to get started?
Yep. Yep.
Alrighty. So, can I have you tell us your name, your position, and a little bit about yourself?
So, hi, everybody. Maria Cadenas. I'm the executive director for Santa Cruz Community Ventures. And, just I'm out here. I'm a community member, like many of you say. I'm an immigrant. I came to the States when I was about 11 years old. And I used to work for an ag, really working with farm workers and economic development of the rural areas across the world, including the U.S., Mexico, and Chile. And now I'm working really in Santa Cruz and Monterey counties to bring economic justice to the region.
Can you tell me a little bit about your typical day where you work, especially now, like before and after of the quarantine?
My days are pretty much the same. I should say that I also ran for Senate recently, so that was a crazy adventure. Um, Let me see. I mostly spend it right where you see me in my kitchen after COVID, and in a lot of Zoom meetings. So my Bluetooth headphones are getting a workout, and yeah. So, but before that, I spend it in a lot of meetings, but usually at a coffee shop or
Person
a
to
board meeting
person,
room.
face to face.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see.
face to face. Yes.
When we did our dry run, you asked us to start with an icebreaker. Do you want to do that and see if anybody else wants to answer the same question?
Yeah, that'd be great. Actually, just to get started, if those that are out listening, if you had $1 million and somebody came to you right now and gave you, here's $1 million, what would you do with it? And there's a rule. You cannot say I'll invest it or I'll save it. You can't do that. But what would you do if somebody gave you $1 million right now?
Um, I answered it last time, but I'll answer it again. If I had $1 million right now in my hands, I would probably, I think, I don't know. I feel like I would pay all the debt I had if I had debt. I don't think I have debt right now. I'm gonna keep going with that. But
You
I,
don't think or you don't know?
I know that I don't have debt. Yeah, I don't have debt. But uh, if I had to spend it, I would give it to like my parents to pay off their debt. My brothers uh, finish school,
Yeah.
pay off everything, go to school, pay it off, and just go and finish.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody else? Buy land
Um,
and build homes for my family and I. Oh,
yeah. I would do
$1 million.
that. Yeah, a house for your family, pay
I
school.
I remember you said like a small farm or something like that.
Yeah, I want a small, tiny piece of, well, no, big enough so nobody bugs me out in the middle of nowhere. That's what I want. Little houses people can come stay with me. Um,
I once say a house for my family and pay for school.
okay,
Same. Pay my bills, but land. But land?
buy
Buy
land.
land.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like everybody has the same thing. Just buy land and move somewhere where nobody can bug us.
like no debt, and I think the reason we asked this question is how would it feel to have that? So you paid off all your debt and you got this land and you have these homes. How would it feel for you to have that? For me, it'd be a little bit of freedom, you know,
Yeah.
and just peace of mind. Like I let go of all this stress.
Like, know that you don't owe anybody any money. Just like this whole, like,
Right.
your own person. Pay off debt and pay off my family's debt and move to Nayarit, Mexico.
You already have the place picked out. That's a good one, though. All right, Azúcar Morena, freedom, joy, and peace. Yes, yes,
Yes.
definitely. Um, so I like to ask this question because, a lot of times you think about money differently, right?
Yeah.
But all money is a vehicle for you to get there, to get that freedom, to get that relief, to take care of your family, you know, that it's just a vehicle. That's all it is. So we like to share that because that's how you gotta start thinking about why you talk about money. Because it's not really about money. It's about that joy, that peace, that relief, that freedom,
A lot for
and
a
how
lot
we
of
get there.
yeah, for a lot of us it's like our community. We want to help our community too, you know. Get myself out
Yeah,
of my current job and back into college so I can go get a better career that will make my change the world. Oh,
yeah.
salud paz. Okay, so I wanted to ask you if you could go into a little more depth about seeds. I know we were talking about it in the dry run, and how we were saying that seeds was created to like build a foundation and a connection between the child and the parents. So there's like that hope and that like we will go to college, or para que people can keep echando de ganas so we can go to school and learn. And
Yeah, so Santa Cruz Community Ventures, we had this conversation with families, and really what we wanted to know is what do you want? Kind of the question we started this thing. What do you want? What it would take for you to get there? What's stopping you? And a lot of the parents that we talked predominantly to low income Latino parents, and they said, what we want is our kids to succeed. We want our kids to thrive. What parents care about is really how are their kids gonna be okay. So we started to look for programs that will allow them to have that. How can we help parents get that dream of making sure their kids are okay? Um, and we found this program, which is the idea that you can create a college savings account or what we call a post-secondary, because some kids just won't go to college. They have other vocational dreams. Um,
yeah,
and so it's
and
like, okay, and that's
that's
totally fine. That's totally
yeah,
fine. So what we found is that if studies show that if a child, especially at birth, has a college savings account or a post-secondary account at birth, they are 3 times more likely to go to college, 4 times more likely to graduate, even if that account only has $1. And the reason this is true is because what it does is from the get go, it tells you you have a future. We believe in you and you're going to go somewhere. And for families who never thought they could, for families that dismissed it, for parents that didn't make it to college or just don't know, it shifts their entire outlook of what they can give to their kids. And so we started Santa Cruz Seeds or Semillitas, whichever you prefer, with the idea that we want to welcome our children with that hope and that vision of how they could thrive. So we're starting a program here in Santa Cruz, started in Watsonville last fall in Live Oak, and we'll expand it to every single newborn in the county. And
oh
it's that promise that at birth you will start an account for you to go to college or vocational school, whichever you like. It's a commitment to how we want to make sure that we are there for our children and help parents achieve that. So that's Santa Cruz Seeds. We're very proud of it. It's very unique because unlike other programs, we're not asking parents to put in money. We're not asking them to worry about filling out forms. The account is automatic at birth. We build it for you, and then the parent can go check it in. And we're raising funds so that we can continue to invest. The goal of the people who help us build this is that by the time the child is 5 years old, they have $500 in that account. And without the parents doing anything but parenting, taking the child to the doctor, taking them to the dentist, getting them enrolled in kindergarten, all of these milestones that they're already doing because they're great parents is that how can we partner with them? And so that's Santa Cruz Seeds, and it's really about, sometimes we fight so hard to fix what's wrong. I tell people like we can fix, but we can also build. So let's
yeah,
let's build a program that is really the future of how we want to welcome kids, and that's
and
Santa Cruz Seeds.
yeah, and it starts the conversation of like your future so soon in children's life, not just like the children starting the conversation with their teacher, but it's like the parents and the child are like working together to like
Right.
build that future, like plan it out and see where they want to go. So
Yes,
that's
and it's also about, quite frankly, like we're investing the money for the future. So we're going to teach you about banking. We're going to teach you about how the market works, if you like it or not, at least so
I
if you
feel like
know
we
the rules
all
of the
know
game, then
that.
you're way ahead. Yeah.
We all need to know that. I need to start learning too because it's a little confusing and it sure would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Um, can um, can you tell us a little bit about UndocuFund? I was really
Yeah.
excited.
So adventures, it's really about making sure families thrive.
Yeah,
And when COVID hit, we knew we were working with families, and especially low income rural families, predominantly Latino and youth. We've done a lot of work with youth. We knew that um, they were going to get the hardest hit was going to be the undocumented community,
yeah,
because they were not going to get state relief. They were not going to get, very unlikely to get federal relief. Um, and they already had little to no savings. A lot of them were in service, hospitality, ag, seasonal, low wage jobs. And so we were worried about them. So we had done a DACA scholarship fund in the past. So we kind of rallied with the partners that we knew and said, you guys are already serving the families a lot, but we need to raise money. So let's get together. Let's build a DocuFund, Monterey Bay. I called everybody that I knew all over the state. I'm like, yeah, I know you did a one in DocuFund in Ventura and you did one over here in the Central Valley. Like, help me out. We're going to pull this off. And at the beginning, we thought we were only maybe raise 25,000. Um, we raised $250,000 now. It's not enough. It's just not enough. There's 90,000 families that need help, and we've been able to help 300.
yeah,
We're proud of what we've been able to do, but we can do more.
yeah.
So we joined with great youth actually who are doing the social media for us and getting the word out there. Thanks to them, we're able to get more donations. But every single penny that we're raising is going to the families. None of the agencies are taking anything. It's not sustainable, but we believe so strongly that we got to step up and serve any way we can. And DocuFund Monterey Bay is our contribution to what we can do as a community.
Yeah, and I remember you mentioned how you guys built it over like a week.
Yeah, it was literally, I thought usually it takes about 2 years to build a program like this. We have 9 partners, and we have this program where we're working with community leaders on the ground, so that we can reach families that don't have the transportation or they have the fear of going to an agency. We're still
Yeah,
funding them. But yeah, we built it in, in less than a week. It was like, boom, bam. I think I used Canva for the logo, and I was like, let's just do this. The website, let's get it out and put it together. Every day we're fixing it a little bit, but what matters is that we're getting money out to the families.
and it's
That's really what
awesome.
matters.
So awesome. It shows how like if we believe it and we want to, we can do it. We just need to keep
Right.
pushing, keep reaching out to everybody, sticking together. One of my questions for Undocumented was um, what requirements do you need to apply, or how can you get in touch?
Well, because the need is so great, we do have a number. People can call the number, and it's on the website on docufundnb.org. Um, uh, but there's so much need. We're not accepting applications online.
Yeah,
Um, our partners are managing those funds. So as people go walk in with need, either food, rental, mental health care, whatever they need, the partners have the funds available to supplement and give more out. And like I said, we're working with community leaders on the ground, so community organizers who know the families, who know what's going on, and they identify, we're prioritizing families with children. Um, but our only requirement is that they're low income, um, that they are over 18, because we can't really fund underage legal stuff.
yeah.
Uh, they're low income, they do not qualify for the federal or unemployment, um, and they've been impacted by COVID. That's it. That's all the requirements. We're not asking for paperwork. We're like, as long as they're self-certifying the need, and we trust. This is the thing, you got to trust people. There's a lot of the programs that we have around anti-poverty were really created with the idea that people have to somehow work hard, like, for it to earn it. I'm like, they already did it. They already worked with low wage jobs that should not be low wage. So we trust people. The community organizers know the people, or partners know the people. So that's kind of how we do it.
So sorry, let me just I'm pinning the number and the the
The website.
the website. Sorry, yes.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see them and go if you need help. Like,
Yeah.
si necesitas ayuda.
Go. Right now there's the state funding became available. And I won't give that number because it got overloaded today. But it will open again tomorrow. So share
Okay,
both. Right now it's like I said, there's so much need. We're just trying to help as much as we can.
it's awesome. I mean, like all the help that people are receiving, even if it's like not half of them, it's something. And we
Yeah.
got to keep pushing, kind of keep sticking together. Um, talking about like uh kids right now. Do you have any information about DACA renewals or like
Well,
uh
we're all waiting for the Supreme Court decision, right?
yeah,
I think that's the big one that we're waiting for. That being said, I will say that CAB's immigration project and the state has some scholarship funds for DACA renewals. Um, and I apologize, I don't have I don't have their number. I'm gonna let you Google that and pin it. But the if you're the Santa Cruz immigration project,
kind
um,
of project.
yeah, they have funds right now for DACA renewals. So if you're a DACA recipient and you need to your DACA certification, you can reach out to them for support.
It's so important. I mean, we need to get this out there for them. So I will look it up, and if anything, I'll post it on the live. Or sorry, not the live. The story of keep pushing, kind of keep sticking together. Um, talking about like uh kids right now. Do you have any information about DACA renewals or like uh
We're all waiting for the Supreme Court decision, right?
yeah,
I think that's the big one that we're waiting for. That being said, I will say that CAB's immigration project and the state has some scholarship funds for DACA renewals. Um, and I apologize, I don't have I don't have their number. I'm gonna let you Google that and pin it. But if you're the Santa Cruz immigration project,
kind
um,
of project.
yeah, they have funds right now for DACA renewals. So if you're a DACA recipient and you need to renew your DACA certification, you can reach out to them for support.
It's so important. I mean, we need to get this out there for them. So I will look up, and if anything, I'll post it on the live. Or sorry, not the live. The story of FoodWhat. A question that I asked before, I just wanted to ask it again. If my parents were to lose their jobs, where can they go for assistance for whether it's like
So,
financial help
right.
in because a lot of Latinos right now have lost their jobs. A lot of people with kids, families, and it's getting scary out there. So, do you have anything?
Yeah, so there's two things. One, if you are documented, you can file for unemployment, even if you're a gig worker. So, say you were self-employed. The state of California has open funds for unemployment for self-employed people, so you can still file for that. You obviously the federal stimulus check, you can get that. If you're undocumented or you're part of the mixed status household, you do not qualify for the federal stimulus. But if you go to undocufundmb.org under resources, we listed a vetted list of all the financial resources for undocumented people in the state of California, as well as that phone number for the state funding that just became available. So you can check that out. That you want to do that, and then at Community Ventures, okay, we created this very short video in like 6 steps that you need to do to make sure that your funds are okay. The biggest thing for documented or undocumented is right now there's a lot of scams and there's a lot of predatory things going on. So you want to protect yourself. Make sure that you're only talking to real people. Don't share private information over the phone unless you call them and you know who they are. Stuff like that. So that's available on our Facebook. And I think Instagram, I don't know, I don't think we uploaded the video. Maybe I'll do that after this call. But it's like a three
Yeah,
minute video. It's not that long, but it's important. It's little basic things to,
or,
things that you
or a
can
link,
do. Hmm?
or a link to the video
Or
if it.
see, this is why I need a volunteer. So good.
Um, I had one question on this topic with DACA students. They aren't documented, so do they qualify or not?
If they're yeah they qualify for the state funding definitely, and they would qualify for a docu fund, right, except again 18 and over. um, for those it's just that again we're not taking applications, or we're going through our partners, and then it's kind of like priority for families with children, and then everybody else.
So this question I am making layering it a little more because I want all the youth start young. Um, what does a what are the top four areas of money management?
Okay, so I'll answer that right after this because I see a question about where do you apply for unemployment. There's
Oh,
a EDDS in the state has an unemployment list, and if you go to the Santa Cruz Community Ventures, that document I said has the link so that you can click on it and go straight into to apply for unemployment. Now there's four things you need to know about money. There's four, not nothing, and they spell out the word disc. So I don't know what you can be a DJ or whatever or that one, but it's very simple. The first one is debt. You need to understand it. You try to minimize it, but you need to understand debt. Like how does it accumulate? How's the interest work? Because in the money system that we have, especially in the US, debt can be used to build wealth. You just got to be smart about it. That's not that new pair of sneakers you were thinking about, and it's not, that awesome new tires in your car. That's not an investment. So, but you can use debt to build wealth if you're smart about it. So one is debt. The second one is income. Know how much money is coming in. Kind of know how much money wages are coming in and understanding. And if you're new to the workforce, understand that there's going to be taxes taken out if you're an employee. If you're a gig worker, at Grubhub or Uber driver, no taxes will be taken out, but you still have to pay taxes. So you got to make sure that you save for that, because that's usually 30 to 40% of whatever earnings you have. Um, and then you have what we call credit. How do you get credit? How do you build your credit? Because credit is used for that apartment you want to rent, for that first car you want to buy, all of that, your credit build. So you want to understand it. And the last thing is savings. You got, for that land and and paying off that debt. But your savings are really about your dreams. It's really what you want to invest in for yourself. Maybe it's a vacation, maybe it's that land, maybe it's that college education, but that's what savings is about. A lot of people say, oh, it's a rainy day fund. Like, who wants to save for things go terribly wrong? I'm like, that makes it so sad and depressing. You gotta, like, why are you saving? It's for that peace of mind, for that stress free time, that kind of stuff.
you gotta have that positive goal.
Yeah, that's right. So a vision board. You got to think about that.
Yeah. So kind of answered the question on what should a youth entering the workforce know with the whole taxes, know how much taxes are being taken out of your wages. Is there anything else that the youth should
well,
know?
well, yes, save. I mean, when you're young, you don't have, usually you don't have pets, or you don't have kids, or you don't have a house or rent. So you have
Pay,
room to
yeah,
save. Save, that's a big one. Start saving young. And then if you have an employer who offers you money for your 401k, that's free money. Use it. And so ask if your employer offers you retirement benefits, that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure you take advantage of whatever the employer is. Start saving early. That's really important. And then understand what's coming out of your paycheck. The big thing is that you're going to get paid probably hourly.
yeah.
So you want to track how many hours you did work, and you want to make sure you got paid for those hours. That's your pay stub. So you want to make sure you take a look at that.
Okay. So any last comments or resources you'd like to share, numbers or any online resources before
And
I
we'll go to
end?
the website, ccvonline.org, for those 6 steps on how to manage your money. Go to undocumented.org and share it like crazy. Follow us on social media. I tell people it's free advertisement. Think about it. Each time you like it and share it, you just donated 5 cents. Just go crazy. It's really
Right?
important for us
Please
to do
that
it.
help.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. It really does. Um, and then last but not least, I please complete the census. Make sure your family completes the census, your neighbors complete the census. It's
Can,
so
can you
critical.
can you tell us a little bit about the census for those who have no idea what it is?
Yeah, so the census it comes every 10 years, and it's by constitution, by the countries. The sign it's a way to measure how many people are living, and it determines how many representatives do we get in the Congress, and it determines how many representatives do we get in the Sacramento. You know, it decides the districts. It tells how much money your schools will get. It tells how much money we'll get from the federal government for like healthcare and other needs. And it's for 10 years. So if we do not participate now, we're stuck with this low count for 10 years. And we can't afford that. We have so much need. And it doesn't matter if you're documented or not documented. This is about everybody gets counted. The data is protected by law. It really is so important to participate in the census. So that's one. Two, vote vote because you gotta vote. I want no excuses. You register to vote if you're able to vote, and you vote. And if your parents cannot vote or your sister cannot vote because they're not documented, you gotta vote for them. And you go find other people who can vote and make sure they vote. We have to vote. The governor just made it so everybody's gonna mail in ballot. Vote. God damn it, we have so much at stake right now. We cannot afford you not to vote. We have to vote. So register and vote. And then the last thing I will say is run for office, run for a school board, run for a commission, ask to be appointed commission, run for city council. Just run. We need you to run. And if you're not ready because you're thinking, I got a lot to learn, volunteer for a campaign. Learn what it means. But it's so critical. Sometimes we give up because we see what happens, like I same old stuff, same people doing it. You know what? They make it so that it feels do it. And then you're stuck with somebody else making all the decisions. We've been playing this game of I tell people we've been playing this game of Monopoly long enough, and that's where you have three people owning all the hotels and all the properties, and the rest of us are just praying to land in jail because we don't want to pay the rent or we can't even afford it, right? So we have to get involved to change the system. We have to. And if you're not at the table, like somebody said, if you're not at the table, guess what? You're dinner. So you got to get engaged, vote, and then run for office because it matters so much.
To help each other. Come on. Got it. The census, go fill that out. Go vote. If you can't vote, advocate. Thank you so much, Maria, for being on this live with me, for letting me interview you. I learned so much more in this like 30, 15 minutes of talking to you. Hopefully, I can keep this conversation going another time. Um, thank you again.
Yeah, no, thank you. And then for somebody just wrote non-citizens can vote. That's true. You cannot vote for president or Congress. However, we can advocate for changes for local elections so we can vote for school board, for example. This has been done in other areas of California. Let's get it done here. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Pleasure. All right.
Bye.
Bye.